welcome to another volume of Samson's World. Here I am, Mr. Samson Crouppen, your host. Today on the show, we have an excellent comedian. He's a friend of mine. I've known him for a while now. He really cracks me up, kills audiences. Like, every time I see this guy, he always kills this shit. He also is working full-time, well, I don't know full-time, but a lot on cruise boats, killing the game in comedy. Give it up for Mr. EDGAR RIVERA.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Yeah, how do you feel about all that, man?
That was a great introduction.
Was it? I feel a little, you know.
I was like, yo, thank you.
Now, talk to us too, Edgar. Like, if people don't know you and everything, where are you from?
I'm from Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. See how you say that? I love how you fucking say that, man.
I like how you say it. How you say it?
It's shitty, Puerto Rico. At least it's not as bad as how Trump says Puerto Rico. How does he say? He's like
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
I'm from Puerto Rico. I was born in Puerto Rico, and then I moved to the Bronx.
The
when I was
boogie
like
down.
9, yeah, when I was like 9, and raised basically my whole life in New York.
Wow. And that's pretty crazy, too, because a Puerto Rican and the Bronx seems to go one and the same. I just always think of Rosie Perez, or just kind of, you know, there's a very strong Latino feel in New York, right?
Yeah, man. Back in the days, there was a lot of Puerto Ricans. I mean, there's still a lot now, but
Well, the Puerto Rican Day Parade, I've seen that shit.
the biggest one ever.
I went one year when it was Jennifer Lopez. I saw her fucking ass live. That was amazing. And then Big Pun and the Terror Squad were rapping in like a double-decker bus, and poor Big Pun was like hanging over the side because he was so big, you know, like, and he like just barely. But
That
dude,
dude was
that
pretty
shit
amazing.
He was, man. He was. Big Pun. Shout out to Big Pun.
I can't believe you went to the parade.
Well, white people did it. I was in a hotel looking out the window. Sorry, I'm so white.
I thought you were in the audience like, "Que viva Puerto Rico!"
Viva Puerto Rico.
Because I'm Puerto Rican and I don't even go to the parade.
Hilarious. Why not?
Because it's just
just
too much,
it's
bro.
crazy.
It's crazy. People don't understand how crazy it is.
A lot of people.
And back in the days, it was even worse. Back in the days, it was like it was a lot of people. I went one year when we were younger, and I went with my brother and 2 of my friends, and we lost my brother. We got home at 2 different times.
Right, because there's no phones. Yeah,
back then there was no phones. So we got home before him. He got there like an hour later. Like, where were you?
Right.
And then the last time I did it, I was on a float, and that was the only reason.
That's a good way to do it. Be on a float.
On that JetBlue float with another comedian from New York, one of my boys, Imagine. And it was so much fun. He had a mic and I had a mic. We're like pumping the people up.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, the generator turned off. And we had no power, no music, nothing. And everybody was like, "Turn on the music. What's going on?" And I'm like, "So the light went off."
Yeah, that's
Dude, for
hilarious.
like 10 minutes. We were going down Fifth Avenue with a silent float.
That people would be so pissed. Like, we can't hear you.
And that was the last time I did it.
Dude, that's what people don't understand back in those days. I remember going to Mardi Gras, and when you got lost from people, you were lost. Like, we didn't have a phone. You couldn't text somebody. You knew at that point at a big kind of thing like that, you just accepted you weren't going to see the person and get to be your friends again. And it was like, well.
That's how you know you're getting old. I think.
And you
about
had
stuff
separate
like
stories from the night. Like, dude, we had so much fun. And like, no, I missed all the bitches again. I can't tell you how many times I've had that story with my friends. Like, dude, remember those girls? They were at the bar. And you're like, no, yeah. And they were asking for you too, dude. They're like, where's your friend? I'm like, no. That shit always happens.
all the time.
So, Edgar, tell us now, too. So, you're Puerto Rican from the boogie down Bronx. How long you been out in L.A. now?
I've been out here now. This year would be 7 years, man.
Oh, shit.
January
Nice.
would be 7
Okay.
years.
And you just shot your special. Tell the people on Comedy Dynamics. That's dope. Hang on.
Yes.
Talk to the people about that a little bit.
Dude, that was...
Shut up. Sorry. Sometimes you gotta tell those
when
white people
I first
when to
moved
shut
out
up.
here, you know, I mean, I started comedy in New York, and LA was like the place to be, you know, the land of opportunities. You never know who could see you. And when I moved out here, I was working cruises. I no longer do cruises. I haven't done cruises since before the pandemic.
Shit, sorry about that intro. But I like to say that because my friend RT Steckel does it, and a lot,
I love
Jimmy
RT.
Della Valle, and there's a lot of it kind of got a bad rep from comedians doing cruise boats as like a negative thing, and I just always like be like, everybody I know makes a lot of money from that.
It's not about the money, man. It's a fucking gym. Dude.
It's
the ultimate gym.
You get a vacation, you get to perform for tons. That's what but you know what I mean? There's that stigma or people like, oh, you're a cruise boat. Like it's a bad thing in comedy if you're doing cruise boats.
I heard one time?
That's not right. That's
they were
not
like,
right.
Cruises is where comedians go to die.
Yes, that's what I've heard that too. And that's so wrong. It's like, no, that's where they go to make money.
No, and not only make money, but where else can you do 5 shows with 300-400 people?
Yes. Yeah.
A night. You know, I could do 500 people on a Monday night. Come on.
Right.
So I would tell the comics, and even now, the ones that are doing it now, because there's a lot more comics doing it now. I'm like, yo, dude, don't go there with that headliner mentality. You can't go there with that. You got to go there like, this is my gym. Work. Make yourself go work. Because I also saw a lot of the old comics that were there for years, and I used to go see their sets, and it was like word for word. The same shit, and you're not like, I'm looking at you like, dude, how are you growing?
Right, yeah, how are you expanding it all?
You know, if you could do, like, imagine as a comedian, like let's say tonight we go do a show anywhere, and we do a show, we both kill it. Now tomorrow we go to the same place and we do another show for exactly the same people,
right?
And kill it again.
Right.
You need to understand that these people, once they like you, bro, they'll come back. If they saw your first show, oh, Samson's great.
Right.
They're going to come to every single show, especially if you got different shows. I have 5 different half hours.
I'm sure. And that's, I mean, and I think that's a good thing you bring up is for comedians, it's hard if you do the same material and you come back and see 2 shows in a row. I like to have people say, oh, okay, he did some different things in there. I might have seen some of the similar.
Exactly.
But that's the goal, is to be able to give that audience a different show. But I know a lot of comedians don't operate like that. They do verbatim. And like Ali Wong, I've seen her set. It's brilliant, but then you see it twice and it's verbatim, you know?
Yeah. I mean, and when you do something like that, it's different, but I would just be like, nah. And when I started, it was hard. It was hard. Like breaking down, because you had to break down 3 half hours, and one of them had to be clean.
Oh, okay.
So then you could repeat the family show, which is the clean show. You could repeat that, and then you could repeat one of the 2 rated R shows. So I started, like, I got my 3 half hours, and I was repeating with the family show, and then I added another third half, you know, so I had 3 different adult shows, and I was repeating the family show. And then at one family show, I said I had a bit about how there was a hospital on board. I said, you guys know there's a hospital on board? And this little kid in the front said, yeah. And I was like, how you know? He goes, because you said it yesterday. And that,
oh, damn.
I got heckled by a freaking 6-year-old. And and that actually pushed me. That pushed me to the point that, like, you know what? That's it. I can't do this no more. And I worked, and I got to the point that
it takes a kid to kind of embarrass you, or just in comedy, not embarrass, but you know what I mean, to point something out and you're like, all right.
Kids don't lie.
No, they don't lie. But that's the shit I love about comedy too, is any like little slips or whatever you have like that, it just forces you to be better. And like you said, it's always better to have more and endless material, because I think as comedians, there's almost this fear of like, can I write something as great as this that everybody loves, or will I come up with new material, you know?
Yeah.
And you do, you know, but you have to leave that channel open.
Towards the end, I would go on stage and I would be like, listen guys, do you want me to do my set, or do you want to just fuck around?
Yeah.
And do something that just be for us tonight? And they'd be like, let's fuck around. And I'm like, remember you said that. I don't want you, none of you going to guest services after this complaint. And dude, I would just go off the top of my head. I would pick 5 people in the audience, and I could build a half hour around.
Yeah, and people don't know, you're really one of the best that I've seen. I mean, your improv and your sets. I mean, I've seen you, you know, a ton of times, and every time, like I just saw recently that video you posted. I think you were in New York or something, and you literally took the mic and started knocking it on the fucking guy's head, the heckler, and I was like, dang. Edgar's got buzz like, yo, hey,
bro,
bozo.
dude.
Dude, he's like,
I hit him like 8 times.
yeah, dude. I was surprised that guy didn't fucking throw it to you. You know,
everybody tells me, and that's like dude, that's like a trademark for me, man.
You do that?
I hit people with the mic in the head, and some of
God.
my people were like, yo, you crazy, and I'm like, I just know who to do it to.
There you go.
Dude,
yeah, that's a lot.
You got it. You got, and the dude was fun. All his friends were laughing. He was just like, I don't know what the hell Joe Dupont. I started that video went viral on
that
TikTok.
Was huge.
Dude,
I know. I saw that shit.
Hitting him in the head. It was amazing. So like going back to the question. So when I moved out here, I had a carnival. So I was never out here to work as much as I could because I was always gone. So I didn't get to, I didn't get to live that experience of being at the right place at the right time like it is here.
Because you were, gone.
So the whole way the special came out, which is very interesting, back in April when I taped it, Cisco from Comedy Dynamics reached out to me.
Yep. And shout out to Cisco.
Big shout out to Cisco. I love Cisco. And he hit me up and he was like, Edgar, we're hosting a festival and we're, and we need a warm-up guy for 2 of the shows.
Right.
And this is what I've learned. I've been doing this 19 years, and it's never about pride. If I would have been that ignorant fucker, I'd be like, man, you know what?
Open.
Fuck you. Open. I'll warm up. I'm a headliner.
Yeah, you kill it.
And I was like, I told Cisco, I was like, man, I would have done all of them.
Sure.
And he was like, nah. And then I found out that they were actually taping. I didn't know. He told me a festival at first, and then I find out that they're actually taping 18 specials.
Right,
in 5 days. And I hit him back, and I said, damn, Cisco, I need this. I need my special. This could open up a lot of doors. And he was like, Edgar, if anybody falls off, if anyone can't do it, or if not, next year you're the first one.
Right. Which you should have been in that lineup too, but it's still, but like you said, you're a team player, man, and I really respect that. Check your pride.
Always. And then I went, so the special started, the taping started on a Wednesday, and I got to warm up the first 2. That was my job, just to warm up the first 2 specials. And Samson, I went there, and I remember that day I went up to Fryman Canyon to do a hike. And,
Did you just call it Funyon Canyon?
Fryman. Funyon Canyon.
Instead of Runyon, I like that.
No, Fryman. It's Fryman.
Fryman, okay, cool. I don't know. I'm just gonna call it Runyon Funyon right now if I ever go there.
So I went up, and I have this whole mentality now of speaking things into existence and telling myself. And I remember I was at the top of Fryman, and I did this little meditation scene. I told myself, I said, yo, I'm gonna go there tonight. And I'm gonna kill this shit so much, they're gonna give me a special.
That's what
I said that shit out loud. No one was around me. I didn't tell that shit to no one. I just said it out loud. And dude, I went and I warmed up the first one. I did 7 minutes. And then Cisco was like, okay. And I brought the girl up. And towards the end, when she got off, they had some technical issues. And that she had to retape, pick up a couple of sets, a couple of jokes. And they sent me back out there. And I went back out there and I did another 10 minutes after she was done to get her ready back up. And
were you improv at that point, or were you doing material?
No. I was in the beginning, the first 7 minutes, I was really sticking to warm up. I'm not gonna do, if you're taping your special, I'm not gonna go out there and do jokes.
So explain to the people warm up then. You were just improvising off the audience for the most part.
So a warm up is like every TV show, every game show has like a warm up. So the warm up does is keep, tell the people what's about to happen, keep them engaged, telling them that they're getting recorded, don't change your face, no one wants to see that shit.
All those jokes.
So I was just messing with them. I had a blast. I won them over instantly. So then when they had the problems that I was back on stage, I was up there so long, I said, damn, should I do a joke? And then someone said, yeah. And I did one joke and it killed, dude.
Right.
And then another person yelled out, he was like, man, you're doing a warm-up special. It was fucking hilarious.
Warm-up special.
So then after the girl went back up, she finished her set and I came back off. I would never forget this. We was at Airport Tal in North Hollywood, the theater in Lancashire.
Oh, yeah,
and we were coming up and this young girl comes up to me and she was like, man, you're hilarious. And I said, thank you. She goes, no, you don't understand. She goes, I don't even find stand-up comedy funny. And I was like, and you work for Comedy Dynamics? And she was like, I'm just an intern. Today's my last day.
Right.
But you made me laugh.
Wow.
And I was like, thanks. And she goes, why are you not up there? Why are you not recording your special?
Right, yeah.
And I said, girl, my time will come.
Yep.
And dude, instantly, as soon as I said that, bro, Cisco taps me in the shoulder. He goes, can I have a word with you, brother? And I knew.
Dang.
Samson, I knew. And I knew. Look, the hairs on my
Yeah,
look
yeah,
at the hairs on
exactly.
my arm
Yeah, get
standing
those
up.
hairs, guys.
I knew, and he was like, listen,
Yeah.
if you could squeeze you in, do you have the hour? And I said, fuck yeah.
Nice.
And I found out, this is the interesting thing about it. I found out Wednesday, and I taped it Friday.
That's a lot.
A lot of
like,
people take months
to get ready for
to
that
get ready
shit.
for a special, man. I didn't even, it was so surreal. Like, I found out, I was like, oh my God, I can't.
Yeah.
Like, it happened, it
Yeah,
fucking happened.
yeah.
But I've also been here long enough that you can't celebrate.
No,
In Hollywood,
now,
you can't
now I
celebrate.
gotta do the work.
No,
and
you
make
can't
an
celebrate.
hour.
And to have a fucking contract and I sign,
Yeah, all
I'm
that
not
shit,
gonna
yeah.
talk shit. So I found out Wednesday afternoon, 5:30. I found out that I was getting it. I signed the contract Thursday at 4 p.m. And then I did it Friday.
That's crazy.
24 hours practically before I taped it. I did it.
And also there's I was in my head gonna say luckily you were ready, but there's no really the only luck involved in a sense is that you manifested it and they had somebody drop out and you chose it. But people have to understand there's no luck in this shit. It's preparation. So to have a whole hour of comedy, say yeah I can do that or even be offered
I did an hour. I did an hour and 8, and it was, dude, it was, I don't know what's worse. I think about it now. I don't know if it's worse to have 6 months to prepare yourself. Because knowing me, I would stress that shit out.
I think so too. I think all of us kind of comedians were procrastinators a little bit, ADHD. Like if you say, Sam, I need your lightning rod tomorrow night, I will fucking hyper focus that shit within the 24 hours. And I feel like those 24 hours, I'll get it done. What you would if you would have given me 6 weeks, because I'll just keep bullshitting until it's time. In a way, I will prep before, but sometimes it's nice to be thrown into the cannon like that.
I had someone yesterday, a very very special person, tell me. She was like, "You, why don't you prepare yourself more? You wing it. It's beautiful that you wing things and you do everything. But imagine if you prepared yourself.
Right.
How much better would you be?" And I'm like, I mean, I will prepare myself, and if I'm doing something important and I know I have time, but I don't know. To me, comedy is more in the moment.
I totally agree with you, and I think that's a tough thing that I get that a lot too. Sam, if you just prepared more, if you just did this, and a lot of times, because I have a loose style similar to that, where I do write, I do have all my shit I'm doing, I know what I'm gonna say, but I leave a lot of room open to be in the moment, like you're saying.
You have to. For me, there's two different, and it's crazy because I heard a comic talking about it the other day about crowd work. When I started, how long you been doing comedy?
20 years.
20 years. Yeah. So I'm in 19, and I remember when I first started, God forbid you did crowd work. I got my mentor's like, you don't do crowd work. The host is the only one that could do crowd work. You go up there, you do material.
Amen.
And I grew up, and I came up with that. And now, I think after the pandemic, the crowd work is just killing so much more.
Well, and I think that's a great point you bring up so the kids understand, is most people, Donnell Rollins was kind of one of my mentors too. I'll never forget, one of the first times I featured for him, I was doing well, and I just kind of had a break. It's like, so what do you guys want to talk about? And somebody yells out Trump, and I was like, all right, well, fuck Trump or whatever. Little riff I did, and when I got off stage, I was like, what are you asking people questions for, son? I gave you 15 minutes. What, you don't have 15 minutes of material? What kind of fucking bullshit is that, You don't ask the audience questions, and that always stuck with me, Another thing he said, he had a story about Wanda Sykes on this TV show where this comedian killed it, and he's like, that guy's gonna get, it's gonna be a big, and she's like, not really, because I don't know what he said. He was killing the audience, but what were you saying? And it's interesting, that's what's killing this new era, I think, is this TikTok generation of Q&A with the audience. It's not, you're not supposed to ask the audience questions unless you're the host or the headliner if you want to take your time.
Yeah, well, I see it this way. I think there's two different kinds of crowd work. There's the comedian that's asking questions repeatedly, keep on asking questions, fishing for some shit. You know,
Yeah.
or I'll ask you a question, and no matter what you tell me, my job as a comedian is to turn that shit around and make it funny from whatever.
Exactly.
So that's a different kind of crowd work. And then so if I have a porn joke that I do, so I use the crowd to segue into the joke, because when they see that, they're like, this dude just came up with that shit off the top of his head.
Exactly.
You guys watch porn? Boom. But whatever they say, I don't care what they say.
Right.
Whatever they say, I'll make it funny, and then I go right into my joke.
Yeah.
And people don't know where the joke started, where it ended, you know. And so that's my style too.
And I think people don't realize that too. Part of crowd work is you're not really going to the audience to get the comedy. You know what you're going to get from them, and then you know what I mean. It's a very short, quick. It's not how people are like interviewing. So what do you do for work? It's you know, you don't stop your show down for that. I don't think.
No, I think that's nice that I'll go on stage and I won't do one joke, and that's why I'm excited, because there's a lot of people that see me do the improvise, to see me mess with the crowd that much. But then when this special comes out, they're gonna see that other side of Edgar.
Right.
They're actually gonna see material. Like, well, this dude has material.
Of course.
You know? So I'm excited for this special to come out, because it's gonna be unbelievable. That's what it's called. It's called Unbelievable.
Unbelievable? And what is that? Talk to me about that.
That's the way my Latino father says unbelievable.
It is unbelievable, son. I'm so proud of you.
Unbelievable.
That is. Now talk to me too about being a Latino comic, because you know there's not a ton of you guys out there, and again, a little ironic because it's such a huge audience and market out there. So how do you do you find you see discrimination through that, or is it an advantage, or how do you feel?
I mean, there's a lot of Latino comics out there, you know, but
I guess just, you know, more so, it's like almost black comics or any minority comics. It's you know, there's just a lot of times they squeak through if they're white adjacent. You know what I mean? If you're, like, I say that a lot of times, it's hard, but a lot of the minorities that most of us get to see that get to that level are, it's because they fit into the circle. If you're a writer on Jimmy Fallon or one of these late night shows, it's not always because you were, you know, you were just the funniest motherfucker from this, you know, whatever. It's generally because you had to acclimate and be in the right circles over years and years. And because that's the kind of, you know, minorities, you know, white people we want palatable, you know what I mean? It's like, hi, I'm Edgar Rivera, you know, like Rivera. You know, it's like they get Latino when it counts. Like SNL, like the dude on SNL, he's a hilarious comedian, but if you look at him, he looks like a white dude. He makes a joke about looking white. Sam Mendes, you know what I mean? That dude doesn't look Latino. He looks like a white boy, and that's, you know, we want our minorities palatable in a white palette, you know. So, but I always thrive off authenticity and real culture, you know.
I'm gonna say it on your podcast.
Let's do
I'm
it.
gonna say it because I feel like Latinos, and I'll look at the camera and say, I feel like Latinos, we need to stick together more, and that's the problem, you know. So like the black comedy community is real tight, you know. White comedians, and then I feel like Latinos is like, where's the unity? That's what I miss about being in New York. In New York, like
there's more
the Latino,
unity.
the unity in between. It doesn't have to be Latinos or whatever, but just between comics is so much. Out here, it's like everyone is trying to make it, dude.
It's a rat race out here. People don't understand.
Fucking rat race. It's like they'll see you, Edgar, yeah, and then the minute you turn around, God knows what they say about you.
No, yeah.
So I just feel like we need to like stick together more, and it's crazy how. Dude, there is a big market out there. And it blows my mind. I could do Spanish. I do comedy in Spanish.
Literally.
The same set I do in English, I could almost do the whole thing
Which
in
is
Spanish.
insane to me because I need to learn Spanish. I can barely speak Spanish, but it's like, the fact that you can do a bilingual set, that's impressive.
Dude, and with as many Latinos as there is out there, I say, so we need that platform. And the only way one person can't do it. You know, you got the bigs, you know, you got Gabriel, you got Fluffy.
Sure,
you know,
Fluffy,
you got the big dudes, but they could do so much.
Yeah,
they got team under them, but they can't book all of us.
Right.
So
there's a lot of pressure on once you do make it on the culture to pull, but I do think that is an important part of pulling people up and really more culture and trying to get more authentic comedians and less of, oh, I like you because I can put you into the box that feels comfortable for me, instead of really learning about your culture and all the, you know what I mean? So.
And you know how it is. I mean, you do the black circuit a lot,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, that was pretty much like when I had Joe Torre just up here. That's where I got my start, and that's where I've gotten all my love from the black community. And there is a real community there, and it's funny because I almost didn't feel that in the white community at all. And I'm Jewish and stuff, but like I never was a white guy who could fit in, go into the improv and have some of those people vibe with. I don't know what it was, and I think coming into the black room as the only white guy, that's always for me. It started off as kind of Jim Carrey, be the only white guy and everything. And there's a lot of romance to that, but there's also a long learning curve. I was telling Joe of like going through being an ignorant white guy and saying things. I've done it with my Latino friends, my like black one. I remember Daphne Springs, a friend of mine, and I was like, "Ooh, Daphne, I'm scared of you because you'll get, And she's like, "Why? Because I'm a black woman. Why does a black woman have to be angry and all? I'm really offended." I was like, "Ooh, I'm sorry," and you realize, shout out to Daphne, she's a good friend, but those are little moments where you have to say things like, "Oh yeah, I never thought about it like that. You were right," and I'll correct myself or whatever. But I think most people are scared to hang out.
To me, that's that. I mean, I could do a Latino crowd where my eyes closed. I'm Latino, so I could definitely, captivate these people. But to me, what means the most is when you go to these little small towns and you do like an all-white crowd, or an all-black crowd, and you're,
just something
you're
different.
the only Latino. Like just last week, I did a show out here with Kente Scott, and he does a church in Inglewood.
Oh wow, that's
to
fun.
The church.
That'd be fun.
And I was like, I'm performing at a church, and he said clean, and I've done clean before,
of course,
it's not an issue. But when I got there, it was like the youth church, and they had a full-blown stage, monitors, like 200.
Of course.
Old.
Oh man, you got to get me on that show. That would be fun.
I'm gonna definitely let you.
Please.
I'm gonna let you know. So it was like real seniors. Like, dude, I counted 5 walkers and 2 wheelchairs. and they were all black, and I was the only Latino in that whole place. Yeah. And to me, that's the challenge.
And they loved you though.
Oh, dude, man.
But see, that to me, it's funny. For me, an all-white audience is my challenge because I can get them. I'm good with them. But with black audiences, even my Latino audiences, I can just crush it because they look at me and they're like, "Oh, this is a typical white boy." But then when I do my shit and I move my hips around, I'm like, "I love my Latina lady." Like I just do a new joke where, man, I just love how Latino women talk. They can say anything and it's sexy. It's like, "Hey, papi, could you go to the store and get a plunger?" Where a white one's like, "Can you go to the store and get the plunger?" Like, I want to fuck the Latino woman for saying the most disgusting shit. Yeah. She says the most "Hey, papi, do you mind? I have a hemorrhoid." Like, I have a hemorrhoid, It's just like everything Latino people say, it's probably the prettiest language on the planet. If you go over them all, they like to say maybe French, but no, but there's not. Everything Latino women say is just, and even like in the language, just sounds cool when you're like, it's like a.
But there's also a big difference too in that. Just because they're Latinos, there's different communities. Like there's Mexican. I'm Puerto
that's
Rican.
a problem. I know.
Mexican,
there's so many.
There's Salvadorians. There's Colombians. There's Cubans.
Yep.
And that's a difference as well.
Do you say Latinx or Latino? Because I'm just sticking with Latino, but I know it's hard for me. Like as a comic, I love to say, "Oh man, I love my Latinos." When sometimes I want to say, "Oh, my Mexicans." I'm talking about Mexicans, or my sister is Salvadorian. So it's hard. I don't like to group people up. It's like Asians almost. And be like you Japanese. You Chinese, Korean, but
you don't matter. You'd be like Chinese. You're Chinese.
Yeah. That shit you gotta
definitely. Chinese.
But see, I know the difference now being in LA. Like I feel like I know the difference of Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Filipino.
That's good, bro.
I mean, it's just you've been out here long enough. You study the.
I think since I do Spanish as well, it's a different language. I mean, it's some words that I could say that don't mean nothing to me could offend someone else.
Exactly. Yeah. So, like such as.
One word. Bicho.
Bicho?
Bicho to a Puerto Rican is dick.
Okay.
Dick.
So
You know, like bicho.
I'm going to give
that's
you
the
this,
dick.
this
But to a
grande
Mexican,
bicho
it's
is
an
what?
insect.
Oh. Oh, so it's like your dick's the
They'll be
size
like,
of an insect.
Go kill that bicho over there.
That
And
bicho.
you're like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Go kill that dick over there. That's
So there's a lot of words, man, that don't translate the same, but it's a challenge. Like I'm on the road now with Concrete, and he's Mexican, and they
Concrete?
Yeah, have you
I
heard
never heard of
Concrete?
him.
Concrete Live, bro. He's fucking killing the game, man, killing it. We just came back from Arizona. We did stand up live. And he has a real big Mexican following.
Okay.
Like Paisa Mexicans, like the ones that barely speak
What's
English.
okay, Paisa,
You know, so
yeah.
Mexicans
The ones
like
with
it,
the cowboy ones?
Yeah, like dude,
I love that shit.
Cholos, Cowboys.
Yeah.
And I love doing that crowd, and I host for him, and I love hosting. I mean, I as a comic, I mean, I'm a headliner, but you put me to host and give me time. I love hosting. And I love messing with these people so much because they different, you know. I mean, we're Mexicans. I'll be like Salvadorians. I can't stand you. And
Right.
Oh my God,
They go crazy.
You know.
Well, a lot of people don't know. White people don't know maybe that Salvadorian and Mexican is kind of the Australian New Zealand thing. We're like, no, we're different. You know, they get mistaken, I guess, for each other. Like, I guess I'd have to be honest if I had to pick out different Latinos. It might be hard to say, oh, that's Puerto Rican, Salvadorian, Mexican. I mean, I think I can I'd be all right on
When
it.
I used to go on the cruises and like on my first show, I would break down the crowd to see who was in. And I'd be like, I'm a Latino, where are my Latinos?
Right.
Puerto Rico,
Right,
Dominican.
right. Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah,
break
Dominican,
down,
yeah.
I'll break down all
Colombian.
the Latinos. And then I'd be like, okay, where the white people?
Yeah.
And then that's it. And then where my brothers and sisters, where black people? And then like they would get mad, like, well, you gotta say Jamaicans.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah,
you know?
they're Jamaican. And also with white people, like, you know, yeah, you didn't
Jews.
say. Yeah, all of them. Like, where are my people from Denmark? Where are my Swedes at? Where are my, whatever.
Hilarious.
It's a lot better, you know. Then how do you feel about the Latino culture out here compared to New York? Because, you know, when I think about it, there's so much influence on hip hop that almost the Latino culture does not get. You know, for example, lowrider culture out here, the whole style of a lot of West Coast rapping was kind of taken from Latino, you know, culture, and probably the same in New York, I imagine, as well.
It's different. I mean, that whole lowrider, it's all out here.
Right,
You
right.
know, you will not see that in the East Coast.
Why do you think that is? Is it sunshine? Maybe just because you can't like
There's
roll
so
down
many
New
potholes
York.
in New York City,
no.
you'll fuck that car up.
Right, exactly. And it's not as sunny. It's not as sunny where you want to
There's
be.
nothing cool about
the
doing
palm
this
trees,
shit while you're
right.
in traffic.
Yeah. That is my dream to have one of those and do some 3-wheel motion one day.
Really?
Yeah. I would love to have one of those classic.
You know what? I'm gonna make that shit happen for you. I'm gonna call somebody and be like, "Yo,
Please.
put Sam in there, man. Let him push those buttons."
Yeah, let me push those buttons. I want
myself.
my own. I mean, like I want to do it right in it for the meantime. That'd be cool. We can set that up. But I would be my goal to have a lowrider at some point. I really want like a 57 Bel Air. It looks, you know, kind of my drum set that's sitting behind you.
Oh, yeah.
It's modeled after that, the baby blue.
The baby.
Yeah, the baby blue with some hydraulics.
I want a 1967 Nova.
That's pretty dope. Why?
Dude, I don't know. That's like my dream car. Right
That's
there,
dream
bro.
car,
And I'm gonna get that shit. I'm gonna get that Nova.
Yeah,
But
there you go.
I had a friend back in New York that was his year. 1967. He had a 1967 Nova. He had a 1967 Camaro. He had a 1967 Mustang. Yo, dude, everything was 67.
That's pretty cool.
But that
I like
Nova, I remember as a kid, I saw that Nova and I was like, man, that's the car.
Damn.
It's so beautiful, and that's in the bucket list. That one.
I
is
like.
definitely
Yeah,
coming.
I love classic cars, especially out here in LA, man. You just fucking cruise down. I mean, there's nothing better. Put some like 90s hip hop, you know.
Dude,
Put some blam 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 blam. You know.
I don't even know what the hell that shit was.
You know, that was the Still Dre. Blang 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 blang. Yeah. Still at it. Well, I gotta fucking wrap this up, Edgar, because I just realized I gotta pick up my kids. But is there anyone you want to try and prank real quick? You think you could think of? And you can call them through my phone.
I don't even know.
You know, on my
man.
show, I like to have you guys try to prank somebody. It's pretty fun.
We got so into this conversation that I
Yeah,
didn't
man,
even
we
think
got
about
it.
who to prank.
That's okay. You still have some time. Well, I make sure I'm connected here.
Let me see who we could call, man. Who can we call? Who can we call?
Ghostbusters. We are connected.
Like a family member?
Yeah, family member is hilarious. That's great. And in the meantime, tell people where they can find you at.
All right. Edgar Rivera Comedy. Edgar Rivera Comedy on all platforms. Definitely follow me. Check me out. My special will be coming out soon, so I'm very excited about that.
That's dope to hear.
And
I got my phone ready. You can dial it on my phone.
Shit, Samson,
we're gonna say you're in jail for $2,000 bail. Call up like an auntie who's kind of.
If I call my auntie, you probably give her a heart attack. That shit.
Okay, I don't want to do that, but that sounds like what we're looking at. That's what I want. You know, I want some fresh Puerto Rican, New York auntie who's like, "Oh no, motherfucker," you know, like somebody who would cut me.
Who would cut you?
Yeah.
You're out of control.
Why do Latino women get the stereotype that they will cut you?
Dude, I don't know. You know what's fucked up? As I'm going through my phone.
Yeah.
I have no one that I will call, even if I was in jail right now.
That is the hard part
I'm like
about
an auntie. I'm like, what kind of...
Who
all my aunts are in Puerto Rico.
Come on. But let's just call them in Puerto Rico and just check in. We can prank them with some shit, you know?
Let me see.
I can help out with it. I just think it's fun to call people.
You want to prank my sister?
Yeah, dude, fuck yeah.
You want to prank my sister?
Of course, yeah.
Right,
let's
cool.
do it.
My sister would be
write her number so that people can't hear it.
My sister would be the best one.
Yeah, do it. And you got to use your acting skills. Are you an actor, Edgar?
Yeah. What do you want me to say?
That you're in jail. You need to get bailed out. You got caught with a lot of drugs, maybe going across the border to Tijuana.
Oh, I thought you was gonna tell her.
I'll tell her some. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it together. Let's see how. Yeah, I'll prank her. Let's see.
What time is it? Let me see, because she's back east. Hopefully she'll be out of work by now.
Let's see.
Let's do it. Her name is Johanny.
Johanny. Okay. Maybe I'll ask her for cash. Let's see. This is Johanny, Edgar Rivera's sister. Mm-hmm. Seeing if she's gonna answer.
See how much she cares. Mm-hmm. She probably don't know your number.
Right, she doesn't recognize, so she's not the type to pick up. My wife is like that. She will never. I pick up every random number, and she will never. I think we got to cut her on that. You got anybody else real quick?
Oh, my God, man. I really don't, Sam. That's okay, crazy, bro. Man. I wish you would have gave me a heads up, man.
Don't get upset. Don't get upset.
No, because I love pranking people, man.
Me too.
Dude, I used to do radio in New York, and that was one of my things, just to call random restaurants.
And just fucking prank them. Well, we can call a random restaurant, too, if you want. Let me get my peeps over at Din Tai Fung over on the phone.
Din Tai. What you call
them? Din Tai Fung.
Thank you for calling Din Tai Fung at the Americana F brand.
Dude, the soup dumplings they have are amazing. They're so good. Oh, shit, they hung up. God damn it. Well, let's try this one last one. Faux Cafe, I like a lot. Faux Cafe is a great faux restaurant in right here in Silver Lake. It's nice. Let's see if they answer. These guys don't answer. Come on. Really?
Hello, Faux Cafe?
Yes, I have a question for you.
Yes?
Why was the ramen noodle good at... Why could the ramen noodle... How high can a ramen noodle count? 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm sorry? For what? For the noodles?
Yeah, I'd like for a delivery a number 18 and a number 3, please.
So, yeah, did you order?
No. All right. I don't know. Sorry. That was terrible. Edgar.
No, that was good.
It was all right. Well, tell the people again where they can see you, Edgar.
Said, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Shit.
That's such a bad dad joke there. Guys, this has been another volume of Samson's World. I want to thank Edgar Rivera for being on the show today. Thank you to the people in the audience who love us so much. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Instagram, and TikTok. Without you guys, I don't rock. All right,
thank you.
Peace.
Man. Peace.
Look, Mom and Dad, I'm on TV.